Welcome everybody to the 2018 World Championships. My name is Tim Baghurst, and we are joining the final match of the evening. Men's doubles, Argentina, Costa Rica. We're here in Costa Rica, San Jose actually, indoor club actually, to enjoy this terrific match. Well, that's my prediction. Both of these teams won in tiebreakers last night. So you could argue that this match will determine who comes out as top seeds in this group. I say group because each team is playing in pools, which determines seedings in the single elimination. Obviously, top seeds will get a more favorable draw, at least typically, as they go into the elimination bracket. You are watching Argentina in blue, Costa Rica in the white. Argentina. Manzuri is over on the right side with the beard. Kuzbard on the left. And for Costa Rica in the back, Piri. And on the right side, Garcia. Garcia represented Costa Rica at the Pan Am Championships just a few months ago. Piri is also an international player, but it's the first time I've seen these two play doubles together. Typically, Costa Rica have been represented by Fumero and Camacho, but not this time. Camacho playing in singles. Fumero is not here this year. So here we go. Manzuri is a very passionate player, as is Piri on the right side. So we should see some fireworks. Let's hope so anyway. A little conversation going on between Marcelo Gomez, the president of Costa Rica, and the Pan American Racquetball Confederation, along with Alejandro Morales, our official from Mexico. So I'm not sure what exactly is being said here. We have a full house, I have to say. There's no room around me. People are on balconies, looking over, looking through windows. It's always great to come here in Costa Rica because they do love their racquetball and they really do support it. We are at elevation about 4,000 feet up using the Gearbox black ball. I want to thank our sponsors, Gearbox and eForce. eForce, the official racket of the IRF. Very humid today. It's felt like rain all day, and it's rained almost every day. So creates a lot of sweat and a lot of moisture on the court. Can affect play. I'm not sure what's going on here. We're having the president, Marcelo Gomez, is having a long discussion with the Costa Rican pair, along with their coach. Well, I was just trying to get some information about what's going on here. It looks like we're going to get a rules clarification. But from what I can gather, Argentina might be receiving a technical. Technical is -1 point. So they might be starting -1 because of a warm-up issue. The rules are very explicit that when players warm up, they are expected to wear identical uniforms during warm-up and play. So my understanding is that one of these teams, I believe it's Argentina, was not doing that, and therefore it's an automatic technical. And part of the rules, you know, some people disagree with rules like this, but part of the reason that these are in place is so that the players look professional when they're warming up and participating. We obviously want this to be a professional sport, so we need our players to look and act the same way. We can imagine if players, one wearing purple and one wearing green, are warming up, it doesn't look as good as if both players are wearing the same uniform. So that's why they're in place. We've seen a few of those technicals given over the last couple of days. But most countries and coaches and players by now know the rules. I think we're waiting for our official, Morales, to get a rules clarification. Manzuriov on the left side has been playing for Argentina for many years. Not sure exactly his age. He's in his 40s now. Still competes very hard. I had the fortune of playing him in 2010 at the World Championships, which was my first international experience. Very athletic, flies around the court, tremendous footwork. I really encourage you to watch his footwork as he participates. Keeps himself very fit. He's talked to me a lot about some of the training that he does on and off the court. Big fan of yoga. Lives in Dallas. Kuzbard lives in Buenos Aires. Power player, hits the ball very, very hard. Also power players, Peter and Garcia both hit the ball very solid. It's interesting to see how they play together as a team, however. You can see able to hit the ball quite solid. We're just going to turn off the sound until we get some clarification and we're ready to go. But thanks for your patience. I mean, the whole purpose is that we get the rules right. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes once we're good to go. Well, you can see across the screen, Gustavo Farrell is the rules commissioner this week. And he's having a conversation with the two Costa Rican coaches. I'm really not sure what's going on. I promised you drama in this match, and look at that. We haven't even started and we have the drama. So players can't let this affect them. They have to stay focused. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if I Well, there was an appeal for a technical on uniform. After all that, 0-0. Well, here we go at last. And a jam serve by Kuzbard into the body of Garcia. First strike for Argentina. Straight down the middle. Clearly a game plan of Argentina. There's the skill of Manzuri on the right side. Forehand pinch winner. Point for Argentina. That's a mistake from Manzuri. Dies on the back glass. That was tough. So, and you can hear, I think, the Costa Rican fans cheering on their team. Look at where Garcia's standing in the box on the left side, very far forward. So expect to see some kind of jam serve across by Piri. Wow. Kuzbar just slashes at it. Reverse pinch winner, half out. Piri with a crushing winner. Listen to that crowd. Wow, Kuzbard. This time a backhand pinch winner on that left side. Argentina with the side out, 2 serving 1. Well, if you're just joining us, this is our last match. Encourage you to share it around. This should be a great one. What a serve, Kuzbard. Manzuri, reverse pinch. You can see, I mentioned the power of Kuzbard. That's what he's known for, hitting the ball extremely hard. Manzuri is maybe more strategically aware. But Piri rips one, no, gives a point in favor of Argentina. Said he skipped it. Broken ball. That'll be a replay. You see, I think Piri may be having a little conversation about that ball he thought he rolled out. Doesn't matter, call stands, we move on. Literally no room around me. Very warm in this court number 1. I can't imagine how hot it must be on the court. Kuzbard takes his time on his serves. Really goes for everything. Garcia can't do that. 5 serving 1. Second serve called. Screen serve. Ball was too close to Kuzbard. Beautiful from Piri. Side out, half out, excuse me. Manzuri to serve. Just a reminder, these teams played yesterday. Kuzbard and Manzuri beat Franco and Mercado, the number 2 seeds. 11-15, 15-10, 11-7. Groans from around the crowd. Oh, great hands, Piri. And Kuzbard skips it. Applause from all the Costa Ricans around us. Garcia and Piri played yesterday against Troncoso and Salgado from Chile. They won 15-10, 13-15, 11-4. Franco and Mercado won earlier today in their doubles match. Big skip from Manzuri. Great serve. Oh my goodness. So unlucky, Piri. It was a terrific return from Manzuri, but it just caught the side and died. Second server. Screen serve. Garcia looks to the heavens. It'll be a second serve. Not quite. Side out 5-2. You would say if Argentina are beating the #2 seeds, they are favored in this match. And if they win it, you would expect them to beat Chile tomorrow. That gives them a very good seed moving into the single elimination bracket. Screen serve. What a smart shot from Manzuri. Didn't hit it too hard. Wide angle, kisses the side wall back to the middle. Such an intelligent player. There you go. Serving to second server. Kuzbard. Piri, another mistake. Costa Ricans have to avoid those if they want to keep this close. Beautiful from Manzuri, textbook. Can't roll it out any better. Costa Rica are going to take their first time out. It's 8-2. We're back in 8-2. Tim Baghurst joining you for this final match here in San Jose, Costa Rica. Home crowd hoping for a turnaround. Piri. But another skip on the right side. Look at the errors from the Costa Ricans. You wonder whether the fans, the audience, are having an effect. They can help and they can hinder. Depends on how it's perceived. Another skip from Piri, and you just feel like he's just too tight right now. They just need to focus on hitting the front wall. Nerves certainly can play a role in this kind of match. Manzouri. This time it's Kuzbard who skips it. Look at how the Argentines stand. Smart shot, Manzouri. Kuzbard. Great pickup, Garcia. Well, a replay here is going to be called. Argentina don't like it. You can make up your own mind. Looked like Kuzbard wanted to take that. Either way, we have a replay, 2 serving 10. Well, it's still 10-2, and I'm joined by our rules commissioner for this tournament, Gustavo Farrell, hoping you can give us a little bit of clarification about what happened at the beginning of the match.
Yes, thank you for having me come on, Tim. Glad to be here at this 19th World Championships in Costa Rica. I would like to clarify it. We did some rule searching. The rule as was applied was correct. That's why there was no technical assessed.
Can I back you up? We're not sure what rule we're talking about. We didn't know what happened.
The rule itself is that the teams going into the court for the warm-up have to be wearing the same uniform. That includes the same warm-up shirt, the same warm-up pants. The only thing that can be different, obviously, are the shoes, the socks, and if they have one has a headband or not, or a wristband, that can be different. So the Costa Rican team claimed that the Argentinian team came in with different warm-ups. And Morales, the referee, applied the technical. However, at the beginning of the tournament, during the coaches' meeting, it was discussed for the next major tournament, but that rule would be changed. It was 100% unanimously voted on by all of the delegates present. That being said, when we looked into the rules, which are found on the IRF website, it clearly states the following. Any changes made to these rules that undergo the above process of technical committee and delegates present shall be approved by the executive committee under the recommendation of the technical committee and will take effect the following year, which is what we were to do. However, changes made may be applied in the competition of the same tournament if the proposed changes are approved unanimously, which is what they were by the delegates present in the technical meeting. So that was the reason why we did not allow the technical, because had there been an appeal made, the appeal would have been reversed and there would have been the technical removed.
So Argentina did get a technical and then it was reversed? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Because the rules changed just a couple of days ago?
Because 100% of the delegates agreed that we were going to change the rule for the next tournament, that they did not have to have identical uniforms in the matches for the warm-up.
Okay. So does that mean, for example, if we play doubles together, I can warm up wearing pink and you can warm up wearing blue and we're good to go?
That is correct. Or you can go in, you have to wear the same uniform in the
actual match.
In the actual match, but
okay.
you can go in as long as your team, your national team name is on the back of your uniform.
Got it. Well, we have a timeout on the court. Thanks for that clarification, Gus. We're here, just a reminder, in front of the home crowd who are cheering on Costa Rica. They're down heavy in game 1. 12-2 is the score. Both of these teams, as a reminder, won yesterday in tiebreakers. So effectively, one could argue this is to determine who finishes at the top of their bracket, top of their pool, going into the single elimination round. Gustavo, you've been refereeing many matches this week. If we look at doubles, because that's what we're watching right now, any teams really stand out for you we should be watching as we go through the week into the elimination bracket?
I believe the toughest teams still remain, even though this Argentinian team is really impressing me here. The teams from Mexico, from the United States, and from Bolivia. Mm-hmm. Those to me, and
the
probably
usual
in
suspects.
that order, 1, 2, 3 are the strongest I've seen. But I do believe any one of those teams can prevail in this tournament.
Well, Kuzbard wants a replay of some kind. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. He's not happy, but the ball struck Manzuri, and you can see Manzuri using his experience. He's been around, I hate to say it, but decades. And Manzuri's just telling him to calm down and let's focus. I mean, look at the score. It's 2-12. Let's not allow a misfortune to affect the way we play here.
I agree, and I think Shai did the right thing there, trying to calm his teammate down.
Smart shot, Kuzbard. Gus, I talked earlier, just the experience of these two playing together in the back. We've seen Garcia play. We saw him at the Pan Am Championships. We've seen Piri play through the juniors. The advantage of maybe a little bit of experience of working together between the two Argentines as opposed to the two Costa Ricans, you know, really a first time playing together in this kind of environment.
I think they were surprised to win their own qualifying event, and it's great to see young blood in this tournament, but they definitely do not have the experience playing together that the Argentinian team has.
Manzuri puts it down. Go ahead, sorry, Gus.
I think the Argentinian team has to have been playing together for at least the last 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, before that, Maggi and Manzuri. Manzuri is the one who's been consistently playing doubles for 10 years plus and showing his experience here, 12-3. What a get, Garcia. Wow, what a shot, Garcia. Let's see if that gets the Costa Rican fans and players going. Hard to describe, Gus, the environment here in Costa Rica. We were here last year for the Pan Am Championships. Nothing's changed. They love their racquetball. They all come out to support their country. It doesn't matter what time of day and it doesn't matter what day it is.
I haven't seen anything like it. You know, you talk about racquetball and how it's doing in the United States and in our country, and this is unbelievable. The number of players and the support that they give these players. The stands are filled here. I think you've kind of appreciated and can see the number of people that are here, but we have a full house. There's no seating. I'm not exactly sure how many it seats, but it is full of all of the Costa Rican followers.
Wow, look at the shot from Kuzbard. Brings up game point number 1. So they were just questioning, Gus, whether they squeezed the ball to see if it was broken. So it's not game point number 1. My apologies for that. It's a replay, but the Argentines were saying, hey, did he actually squeeze it to show it's broken? That's how you test whether a ball is broken.
Exactly right. That's one of the rules and nuances, that you have to check the ball by squeezing it, not by hitting it. And in fact, it was broken.
Rips one down the right side, gets a side out. Definitely a hit or miss player, Petey. Can just roll them for 5 minutes and then skip them for 5 minutes. He needs to be consistent in this match. Manzuri once again.
Great return.
And I mentioned this earlier, but watch his footwork. Look at how low he bent. Incredible athleticism. He takes care of his body. Very much a team leader. You can see it in how he's communicating with his partner, Kuzbard.
I have to say that two of the more powerful guys in the game are out there right now. Fernando Kuzbard and Gabriel Garcia, who's serving. Very hard to appreciate just how hard they actually hit the ball unless you're actually out there in the court with them playing.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of hard hitters, especially, well, both female and male. We can look at some of the females. Martinez, for example, from Guatemala. Samantha Salas can crush a ball. But we look at the men as well, and you know, Montoya's here, Kobe Awasa's here, De La Rosa's here. You know, Sutsi Munchik was just crushing his backhands today. It's going to be a great week of racquetball, no question. Bit tangled up. The 4 players will have a replay, 4 serving 13.
Not sure how he can tell that was short, but it was.
Referencing the speed. That was a weird bounce. Kuzbard had his arm up. Oh, he's going to change his mind about his arm up after that rollout. Side out, 13-4. Oh, no. Okay, so Gus, let me ask you. He discovered that ball was broken by hitting it. Does the previous rally stand, or is it a replay?
That's a call that the ref has to make. In my call would have been broken ball. However, the correct way, as stated, to check the ball would be to squeeze it. They could appeal that. They could appeal that, and they could actually win that call because he hit the ball.
Correct. Doesn't matter how hard you hit it, right?
That's
There's no judgment there.
He hit the ball. He didn't squeeze the ball.
shot. Manzuri. That's tough. And he flat missed it, Piri.
If I could also point out, Tim, since we do not have lines people until the quarterfinal matches, the call made by the referee would be final. So his decision was ball broken.
Could they appeal for a rules clarification, for example?
They could come to the tournament desk, tournament director, myself, and get clarification on that, in which case the rules would state just what was said, that you cannot check the ball without squeezing it first.
Well, a little bit of life in these Costa Rican players. They were down heavy, and they still are, but they're really fighting hard. It's been back and forth for the last 10 minutes or so. Starting to find their rhythm, the Costa Rican pair.
I think they're starting to relax is what they are, the Costa Rican team, and they're feeling better in there.
Great cover by Garcia. Oh, that's smooth from Kuzbard. This time it does bring up game point. Watch how Piri stands. He's almost sideways. See there. You almost wonder if you could get through the middle. Well, they tried it, Manzuri. And he got that one all wrong. Saves the game point to Costa Rica. .414. Thanks for all of you watching, enjoying this coverage. Appreciate your support of international racquetball. Oh my goodness. The importance of communication, Gus.
Well, at least they did not hit each other. You wouldn't want to see anybody get hurt on that call. But yeah, definitely they have, that shows their lack of experience as a team playing together. Loss of point there.
Should be a replay. Manzuri was slightly screened. Good to see Garcia apologizing for that. 4 serving 14. Garcia. Oh no, Piri. We have that 12-foot line. You saw the ball coming directly towards the camera. Because it goes straight out, that's a side out and brings up game point number 2 for the Argentine pair. Kuzbar to serve. Straight down the middle. They started the game this way. And Garcia skips it. It took 2, but Argentina take the first game 15-4. Costa Rica have a couple minutes. We'll see if they can get back in this match. Welcome back, everybody. Tim Baghurst joined with the IRF president, Osvaldo Maggi. Osvaldo, it's been quite an eventful 6 months for the IRF trying to find ourselves here in Costa Rica.
Yeah, it's really was a really hard year. We have many tournaments. We had the Bolivarianos game in the Olympic chain. also the Central American Caribbean Games, the South American Games, our Pan Ams, and then we have this World Championship, and in a few months more we have the juniors in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. It was a really hard year, and we have also many meetings. When I get back to Argentina, after 2 days I go to the Lima to 2019. You know, what's a really hard year, but it's okay.
But it's a good problem to have, right?
Of
because
course.
we're in many different multi-sport events, Pan Am Games, Central American Caribbean Games, South American Games. Looking to the future, what is the IRF trying to do over the next 1, 2, 3 years? What are some of the goals that you have?
Yeah, we have the next year the Pan Am Games in Lima. It's a we will have the most quantity of spots. We have 60, wow. 30 men and 30 women, and we will have our quali, our trials in. We are not sure, but it's almost sure that it will be in Barranquilla next year, in the Holy Week. I think this is the end of March or beginning of April, and it's a really another really good year. We will not have the worlds, the big worlds like that, but we will have again the juniors, the trials, and you know we will have. I think the September 6th or 5 or 6 during the meeting, we will have a very good news. We are practically in the Pan American Games in 2023 in Chile. Never before we are sure that we in so many times before. That is a really good.
Now, a lot of people, maybe they know racquetball in their country, but they don't know racquetball around the world.
Yeah.
And you know, what have you seen? You've been involved in racquetball for decades, for many years in international racquetball. How have you seen it change maybe over the last 5 years? Is it growing? Is it not? What is happening?
It is really growing. We have more now. We have in 3 or 4 countries of Asia, and we are really growing very good in America, in all America, South America, Central America. And what I am very happy that we are growing even like organization. The IRF now, you know, we have a very professional team of referees, tournament days, even you with media and everything. And that's mean that in the last 5-6 years, I understand that really we grow a lot, and we have another goals for the next 2-3 years, but to be a little more professional if we can, because don't forget one of our goals is the Olympic Games in 2028. I know that it's far from here, but time goes very fast, very quick.
So you said you have some goals over the next 2-3 years. What are those things? Is it to make the sport more professional, grow it in more countries?
Yes, especially that, growing a little more in Europe and have new countries, and especially growing with the media. You know that now the media is really very important for everything. It's media, and it is very important even to make our budget a little largest. And I understand that is the next goal, and continue to try to have better and better referees team and to make a really professional sport.
Well, we've mentioned the referees and the staff, and they're really volunteers. They come and give their time and effort for the sport, and part of the IRF is finding sponsors and finding financial support to grow the sport. If I was a sponsor, why would I sponsor the IRF? What value does the IRF have for my business? Because there may be people watching or listening who say, hey, you know, I'd like to help grow the sport. I'd like to be involved, and maybe it can benefit my company.
Yeah, we can give especially, you know, when you try to have a sponsor, always you ask for, of course, for money.
Right.
They ask for what you give me back.
Exactly.
Yeah? I understand that we don't have a really tour that it will be maybe the next goal, but for the next 3-4 years. That can give more for the sponsors. But at least we can do a very serious tournament with more than 20 countries, 4 or 5 Olympic chain tournaments, good media. And I understand that for start, I will encourage the people that maybe could be our sponsors in the future. We go around many countries. That means that maybe for the international companies, like for example, I don't know, a bank, a credit card,
right,
or whatever, or beer or whatever,
right,
or Coke. And you know, it is very important for us to try to take new sponsors.
One last question. We've been here in San Jose. We have 6 courts. We're actually only using 5. There may be tournament directors or people who have clubs locally with many courts and say, hey, you know, why couldn't I have a tournament, an IRF tournament? Is that possible? And if so, what do they need to do in order to make that happen? Because of course IRF are always looking for new locations to grow the sport, to be visible.
Yeah, I really, it's one of the cheapest tournament that you can find in all the sports. But I actually encourage people from the States, from the United States and Canada. We have our requirements to do tournaments. That's, believe me, it's sometimes 5 or 10% that the other, even non-Olympic games, because we don't need to really make a lot of money in the tournament. It's enough that it cover our expenses for all the people that come into work, the tickets, and it's really, I can tell you that the fee, that is the most important thing, is 20,000 and 14 rooms free. That's it. And I know that they are different sports that maybe 100,000, 150,000.
Right.
Our sport, it's just because we really wish to make tournaments in more countries like Canada, USA. You are doing already Mexico, you know, Bolivia, Colombia, but you know that in United States it is a lot of players, and it will be really interested if someone asks for have a tournament there.
Excellent. Well, Osvaldo, thank you so much for your contributions to the sport and also being on and answering questions. And of course, if anybody listening has questions for the IRF, just send us a message through Facebook. I'll be happy to pass them on to you. But thank you so much for all the work that you do for the IRF.
No, I understand that. I will invite everybody to see Facebook. This is really a very good tournament. The best racket in the world is here. And I thank you, your words, but I understand that I have to thank you because you are really doing the job that is more important in this moment, that is the media. Thank you very much.
All
and
right.
I will be all the weeks here, as any time when you need something, I'm sorry, I will be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job. Osvaldo Maggi, president of the IRF, sitting alongside me, enjoying his home team of Argentina compete. Of course, he's not cheering them on as an independent now, but he enjoys watching his son, a former player for Argentina, and also himself a former player for Argentina several years back. A little bit of a turnaround in this second game. Costa Rica seemed to have settled down. They've taken a 3-0 lead. Just a reminder, if you have questions for Osvaldo or for the IRF, well, let's see what the call is. Kuzbard left it for his partner. Oh, the crowd don't like it. Looks like we get a replay. Crowd didn't like it. It looked like Kuzbard left it for his partner and his partner wasn't there. If you do have questions for us, put them in the chat box, send us a message. Be happy to answer them for you. been great to see how much racquetball has progressed. Oh, now you can see Manzouri and Cruzbard. They're not happy. You can see they're starting to get emotional. I mentioned before the match started that both of these teams can get pretty wound up. Manzouri has to stay calm. He can lose the plot sometimes. Bad calls can do that. You've got to let them go. Another point for Costa Rica. What a turnaround from game one. They've already equaled their total points from that game. 4-0. The crowd are into it now. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. Manzouri wants a avoidable hinder. He's going to get one too. Man, that's going to hurt. Unfortunately, it's a double whammy because he loses the rally as a result. And he doesn't know this yet. And he's about to find out. He's not going to like the call. And, oh dear. So the rule is straight shot to the front wall. Doesn't matter how high it is. Serving 0, second server. Great shot from Beauty. Listen to the crowd roar. Gustavo Farrell joins me once again. Gustavo, I said before this match starts, it has the potential to be spicy, and I think that's what we're getting now.
Most definitely, and I said in the first game that the Costa Rican team was going to settle in, and they have. They're more comfortable with their play now. They've started to rack up a few points here in the second game, and the Argentine team is starting to feel the pressure of the hometown crowd.
0 serving 5 in this second game. Now the crowd are into it. 44 minutes in. Wow, Manzouri, perfect forehand pinch winner.
That silenced the crowd.
And that's what they need to do. You feel like the Costa Rican team are kind of feeding off that energy. Can flatten them down real quick with some good shooting. Cruzbard doesn't like it.
Shai is the most experienced player out there. He's been playing a long time, and he knows what it takes to get back in the game or quiet the crowd, as he did there.
Shai in his mid-40s. I mean, it's amazing. You know, these two Costa Ricans could be his kids, quite honestly. And it's amazing that he is able to play at this level at that age. It's a testament to how he trains and takes care of himself. Oh, wow. Gustavo, soft touch from Garcia.
That is something that makes you a better player in this sport, having those quick wrists. And Mr. Garcia obviously does have those quick wrists because that ball's coming fast at you.
But Piri has to avoid the big mistakes. He had a lot of skips in the first game. Just crossing the 6 p.m. mark here in Costa Rica. Last match of the day. One more day of round robin. It was a great jam serve. And another mistake from Piri. Three serving 5. Oh, what a get, Manzouri. Should be a replay. Kuzbard, of course, wants the avoidable hinder.
I think it was a good call.
Terrific athleticism from Manzouri to get that ball in the front court.
Unbelievable. At mid-40s, or whatever age he might be, even in his 20s would have been tough to get.
Wow. Fist pump from Manzouri. Well, to give you an idea, Gus, or at least our fans, Manzouri played, my first experience was playing him in 2010. I lost in that first round. And then he went and took Rocky Carson to a tiebreaker, who's the 5-time world champion. Certainly a quality player. Bit wild. Just, it's almost as if they're just trying to hit it as hard as they can rather than thinking about where they should be hitting it.
I think they are. They're over-swinging. They need to calm down, start thinking about their shots, where the other players are in the court, what's working for them.
Kuzbard, great pickup, Petey. Kuzbard wants it again. Oh my goodness, that's too good. So difficult to execute as it's dropping. He did it beautifully.
Well said, Tim. That's too good.
We mentioned the humidity here in San Jose. Very warm on those courts. Gustavo, you and I were on there this morning. Players, coaches, referees. Well, maybe not players on in the tournament, but certainly coming out in the morning to have some matches before we start the day, and it gets really, really warm in there very quickly.
I noticed right away this morning while you and I were playing that the right side, left side walls were already wet, and this is at 7:30 in the morning here. It is cool outside. It is winter here in Costa Rica, but obviously being a Central American country, where winter is not that cold.
Well, we should also mention that we're indoors with no air conditioning, surrounded by about 300 fans. So it does get very, very warm. The fans are not circulating, but watching, of course.
Yes.
Thanks for leaving me hanging there, Gus. We do enjoy giving you this coverage. We hope you appreciate it too here at the International Racquetball Federation. We've already seen some terrific matches. My favorite so far, Kobe Iwasa and Mario Mercado yesterday, 11-10 tiebreaker. We're going to have more tomorrow. But look at the hands from Pieri showing what he can do. A point for Costa Rica.
They must be in their early 20s, I imagine, the Costa Rican contingency.
Great pickup from Piri. Oh, again. No, not quite. That's unlucky. You have to say they're giving everything. It's great to see, and I'm sure the fans around us appreciate it too. We're 4 serving 6. Costa Rica took the early lead, 4-0. Argentina coming back into it. Screen serve, short serve, second serve.
Those serves are very, very hard to call. The angle at which Morales, the referee, is looking is a difficult angle at which to call it. And you need to make the call right away. You can't delay that.
Oh my goodness, look at how close Manzuri was to Piri when he took that shot. Literally shot right under him as he jumped. 5 serving 6.
That was a good call, screen call by Morales.
Morales from Mexico, now living and working in Canada with Alberta Racquetball. Great to see him providing his experience and expertise from the successful junior programs in Mexico. Gustavo, it's hard to see Mexico not winning given their success over the last few years.
I would agree. However, I think that these teams are much improved and they're always gunning for the top guy. In this case would be the top guy or girl. In this case would be the Mexican teams. So I won't count any one of these teams out that are in the top 4.
Well, we should qualify that there is a team event, and that's what I'm referring to. You earn points for how you finish in each division. Mexico, the defending champions for the last few years. Great pickup, Kuzbard. Oh my goodness, Piri mishits it. Oh no, Garcia flings his body, but Costa Rica, of course, not happy with that non-2 bounce call, but it's almost impossible for our official to see that. And so the rule stands that if you don't see it, if you don't see the 2 bounces, you can't call 2 bounces.
No such thing as a no call.
Kuzbart diving forward, picks it up. So what's the call? Oh, look at the drama. Oh, Gus, I can't take it. He should have gone to acting school.
That's beautiful. The frustration is that Mr. Shai would like the avoidable hinder.
Well, it's a difficult call, and those of you watching at home, you can make up your own minds. The challenge, of course, is if this is a replay, then next time Manzuri's going to swing, right? Because he knows I didn't get it last time, so I'm going to swing. Maybe he does hit his opponent, maybe he doesn't. That's where the referee has to say, I didn't think that he was in your way. You should swing next time he was clear.
It's a tough call, because Shai will do that, and most of the experienced players will swing and will hit the other player the next opportunity they have on what might appear to be an avoidable hinder. But obviously that's not the way we want to play the game. The avoidable hinder is there to, it's actually a safety hinder where you don't want to swing because the other player's in your way and you may hurt him.
Manzuri becoming more and more expressive as this match goes on. Was very calm in game 1, seemed to be very under control. Now he's getting more expressive.
I like to see that. That's the old Shai Manzuri. And I do have to say, he's in best shape I've seen him in the last 3 or 4 years.
I know he had some knee issues a year or 2 ago, which he was getting some treatment for. And again, I love the positioning of this doubles team, and look how they kind of make that V to protect the serve down the middle. different strategies for doubles in how you stand and where you stand. And a broken ball.
And that time they checked it properly by squeezing it.
So let me ask you a question. Let's assume I'm not the fairest player on the planet, and I just won that rally, and I suspect that the ball is broken, and so I hit it as hard as I can, and it explodes. Previous call stands.
That is correct.
So it's really the responsibility of the opposition to suspect. I suspect this ball's broken. Run up, grab the ball, test it, so that we can get that replay.
That is correct what you say, Tim. I think one of the things that the referee has to control there is from the onset, tell the players that do not hit the ball with the racket after the rally has ended. And that's part of the control that the referee has in the match. And this may be a good time for him to go in and remind them to not do so.
Hitting the ball after the rally can be a warning, even a technical, depending on how the referee views the, shall we say, aggressiveness of hitting it. Great get, Garcia. Uh-oh. Manzuri once again hits himself. That's 2. The Costa Rican crowd like it. Costa Rica take a lead, 7 serving 6. Well, the Costa Rican contingent are loving this match. Over to our right is Garcia's father watching on. Must be a special moment for him to see his son competing in a World Championships.
Nice guy on the court too, Gabriel.
And off it.
He's actually one of our IRF officials when he's not playing, and he's very knowledgeable of the rules.
A lot of the IRF refs are actual players, whether it be professionally.
I think that's an advantage when you are a player and then come out and become a referee and go through certification, because you learn what the players have seen inside the court. Now you can appreciate more what the referees see outside the court, and it's very different, even though it's the same game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The pace of the ball we've talked about, and just being in there and just kind of having an understanding. Not necessarily, you know, referees don't necessarily have to be professionals to understand that. You know, you're a referee. I was a referee for many years. We don't have to be professional players, but to even have been on that court and played with those players, to understand what it looks like gives you a better understanding of how to make those calls, and is that player capable of picking up that ball or not.
There was another screen. The screen, for those folks watching that aren't familiar with that, it was close to the body. The player on the back returning, the receiving player, was in position. And the ball obviously was difficult to see.
Garcia was just a little confused. Great pickup, Manzuri. That's the one Piri has to hit. Oh, a skip called. Piri doesn't like it. The fans don't like it. That's one of those tough calls. It sounded clean.
Call stands.
No appeals until the quarterfinals as we clear the 1 hour mark, and it's only 7-7 game 2. Oh no, not that time, Garcia. Point for Argentina. They take the lead. Looks like Costa Rica are going to take a timeout. Gustavo, smart timeout. Argentina starting to find their way back in. They take the lead. Let's just have a break and regroup and figure out what got us to those 7 points in the first place.
I think it's an excellent timeout. Stop any momentum they have before they take the crowd out of the game is exactly what they did. They want to get the crowd back in, get the next two serves back, and then back in and try to even up the score and get the crowd behind them.
It's terrific entertainment. Last match of the evening. A reminder, we have one more day of round robin, then a day off. I know players and staff and everybody's looking forward to just regrouping before the single elimination happens. This determines the seedings of how that single elimination occurs. This is important. Nobody wants a really tough first round going into that elimination. They want the, on paper anyway, easier matches against teams that have consistently lost in the pool play to allow them to get to the latter stages without really sacrificing their bodies.
I'll tell you what, Tim, I've seen in both days 1 and 2 here, these teams go at it 110%. I don't think anybody has slouched. Even the teams that were heavily favored, they went in there and beat their opponents soundly.
Wow, great retrieval, Petey. But it's a bit sloppy from Costa Rica. This time, it's Petey who gets caught with the ball. 9-7. If we scale back to 2 years ago, 2016, Cali, Colombia. Mexico, men's doubles champions, Beltran Moreno. Beltran is back, defending his title, this time with De La Rosa. Go ahead.
They have to be the favorite team. They've played a long time together. In terms of experience playing together, the U.S. team of Sutsy Montic and Rocky Carson, while exceptional singles and doubles player in their own right, they have not played together, except for this tournament that I'm aware of.
Well, Costa Rica thought that it was an avoidable hinder, and actually Morales said replay, and Manzuri didn't even argue about it. So the crowd got going and then realized that it was a replay. Yep, Mexico defending doubles champions. On the women's side, it's the USA who are defending their title, but this time completely different team. Rhonda Racich and Cheryl Lotz. If we look at the men's champions, for the first time in 10 years, we're going to have a new world champion on the men's bracket. Rocky Carson won it 2008, 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2016. Astonishing feat, but he's not playing in singles this year, so we'll have a new champion.
Ball cracked out. Nothing you can do about that.
Women's singles, Paola Longoria, the two-time defending champion. She won it in 12, 14, and 16, if memory serves me. So she's a three-time defending champion. Piri skips one in. Another point for Argentina. Flat rollout from Manzuri. Just slight difference in class and quality between these two teams.
I really think that the Costa Rican team is overswinging. Ball's way up. They're just trying to overpower the ball.
Agreed. They do have another timeout. We'll see if they take it. replay. Looks like it hit Kuzbard as it went through. Call for an avoidable hinder, maybe. I mean, if you have appeals, that would be a situation where you would appeal that, correct?
There's been a lot of them that you could definitely appeal, but I think, no, that was the right call. Replay.
Second serve, it was close. Cracks are in.
Yes. That was 3 walls.
Four points away from this match, Argentina. Beautiful from Petey, catches the sidewall, dies in the back, side out, 7-11. Game of runs doubles because both players are serving. We'll see if Costa Rica can go on a run.
Crowd's getting back into it.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this coverage. Apologies for the issues with the internet earlier. Unfortunately, there are some things we can't control, but we're back and we're excited to be here. We have many more matches coming up tomorrow. We'll try and keep you posted with those, but
you'll notice how Gabriel is with his back to the wall there. That's the appropriate stance when playing doubles.
So if he's standing sideways, that's a fault.
That would be a fault. Second serve or side out if it was the second serve, or half out. If he does come out of the box too soon, then that would be an immediate side out. In international racquetball, the rule is that once the serving player makes contact with the ball, both players may come out of the service box.
Groans from around this court number 1. A decent serve from Kuzbard. He's been struggling with it. He got it in, but Garcia ripped one cross court. Second server, 11-7. Well, you heard that maybe. Small child in there. Let's go. Side out, he said. We'll see if Costa Rican can do it. Kuzbard. What a get, Garcia, and he did something with it. Oh, not that time. Costa Rica side out. Still hanging in there, still fighting Garcia and Piri.
It's a great rally.
Looks like Argentina will take a timeout. That's their first of this second game. Both teams entitled to 2 timeouts, a change that was made by the IRF about a year ago to try and speed up the play.
Well, one of the things, we went to this, what we call 2-2-2 rule, playing now with 2 serves, 2 timeouts in each game, and then 2 minutes between games. Trying to keep the games moving quicker. As well, the appeals, reduced the number of appeals now down to 3 per game, and it's worked great. Keeps the crowd in it more, keeps the players more focused on the game, and they are being assessed delay of game penalties after being warned if the referee so deems they would give them a warning.
Well, just a reminder, all our results are on our website, internationalracquetball.com. If you want to know who's won, who's lost, who's playing tomorrow, be sure to check that out. Gives all the round robin draws and results to date. And once we have the actual elimination bracket, we'll have that up there too. Been 1 or 2 upsets this week, it has to be said. Not many. The favorites usually progress and are comfortable, but Sabia, for example, upsetting Frédéric Lambert yesterday. I think a lot of people raised their eyebrows, as you're doing right now, Gustavo. Good win for Bolivia. 7-11 here.
We are totally impartial as referees and here, but I can tell you this, it's always nice to see some of the older folks hold their own in these tournaments. It keeps one coming back to play, Tim. That's what I could say.
Certainly.
You look at Shai out there, you know, mid-40s, and like you said, Sabja, she's got to be one of the senior women players out there. And
about 28, I think.
Well, yeah, but some of these kids are...
Rhonda. Look at Rhonda.
Young 20s player. Yeah, there are some exceptions, you know, some exceptions in Rhonda Racich and some of the Asian team members that I'm aware of.
Well, one of the things I love, Gustavo, is seeing the juniors, the World Juniors, and seeing them progress to the seniors. It's such a tremendous treat to see these kids who are slowly developing and then just become these amazing players. And, you know, look at Garcia, he's 23. Piri just came out of juniors a couple years ago himself. And they're competing hard against Kuzbard and Manzouri, who are so much more experienced. What are they going to be like in 2-3 years' time? Maybe the scores are going to be reversed. Maybe they don't want 2 or 3 years. Oh my goodness, great idea from Piri. Clever use of the walls. Great shot, Manzouri. Just a bit scrappy, you said. Costa Rica really just trying to hit the ball hard rather than construct a point.
I think they're swinging too hard. You can see that by the way the ball comes off the back wall. The Argentinian team, much more experienced. Shai knows how to put that ball down as he did there.
Half out, back and forth we go. It's a long match. Hour and 13 minutes in, and it's 15-4, 12-7. Based on the score, you would think this would be a quick match, but players struggling to score when they serve.
The call there was the ball hit Kuzbard, the Argentinian player. Side out.
I think it's fair to say Piri took his time on that. And why not? I thought it was 2 bounces on Kuzbard, but no, he got it.
I'm not convinced that wasn't 2 bounces, but the referee is Mr. Morales.
Second serve coming up. Short serve was the call.
Tough call, tough call. Very hard to see some of these. These are all very difficult calls to make, but the Costa Rican team did not complain about that.
Piri has to avoid the skips. We talked about this earlier in the match. If he plays clean, Garcia is quite consistent, and it's Piri. He can roll them out or he can skip them in. 12 serving 7. Oh, great get, Piri. Great patience. Not that time, Garcia. 2 points away, Argentina, 13 serving 7. Costa Rica take their second and final timeout. They're working hard. They're getting the opportunities. They're just not scoring when they serve.
I still think the Costa Rican team, because of their lack of experience, is not thinking about the serves that they're doing. They have to. I'm surprised that the coaches, which are very experienced, have not come out on one of the timeouts and gone over what serve to use against this Argentinian team, because they are not getting points.
Well, let me ask you then, if you are coaching Costa Rica, what serve should they be serving? Down the middle, jam serve, lob serves?
I would try the lob serve just to see how they react to it, because more than likely they're going to come right back and drive it straight at them. And there's always that chance they can encroach the safety zone. They have to be careful with that. But obviously the drive serves they've been using have not been working, so they need to try something different.
Here we go, 13-7. That skipped.
It's a good call.
Half out. Second server. That's the replay. Kuzbar doesn't like it. I have to agree, Gustavo.
The rule is very clear there that they shot straight in, no matter how high the guy jumps or not. That, from the angle we have, was unavoidable.
And yet I would look at it and say, well, it's straight in. Garcia was stuck in the corner. Kuzbard wasn't in the corner. Great. Oh, another broken ball. Terrific defense from Argentina. That's what creates drama, right, Gustavo? We both see it differently. We both have a split second to make a decision.
Let it be clear and understood on the avoidable. Does not matter how high the player jumps or not. If they are directly in front or they're taking away the opposite corner of the shot, that should be the avoidable call. And it is a difficult one.
Side out, 7 serving 13.
Now let's see if they change that serve we were talking about. Let's see what the coaches told the players, the Costa Rican players. Or is he going to continue with the same?
Costa Rica second server. Again, not able to score on that first server. Half out. Ball hits Piri. Garcia hit that ball really high. Side out, 80 minutes into this match. Still game 2, 13-7.
The crowd is quiet here in Costa Rica. Something has to happen very quickly for the Costa Rican team. There it is.
Suddenly, it's really quiet around here. Match point number 1, 14-7.
That was a great shot by Courvard. Have to say that the maintenance crew, the cleaning effort has been exceptional here. We want to thank them for all their effort, and they're here from morning till night until everybody's gone home. This morning when we arrived, they were already cleaning the courts for the day's matches.
Side out, match point saved. They're still fighting, Costa Rica.
The hospitality here has been exceptional. The buses, everything, the hotel, transportation, wonderful. Food, wonderful place to come and have this tournament. San Jose, Costa Rica. We're done. Costa Rica team got the serve back. Now Piri's going to do a lob to the right side. That's a good call.
Finally, a point for Costa Rica. They've been 20 minutes without a point.
That is right. Yeah, you are right. But notice he's changed his serve. Got to be careful with that drive serve line, the drive service violation. 3 foot off of the side wall. You cannot break the plane of that line on your serve, or it will be considered a fault. And it is tough to call from the angle that Morales is in.
Huge skip from Garcia. We'll see if that affects him as we move into match point number 2. Argentina want to close this out. 6:41 in the evening. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow for more matches. 14 serving 8. There it is. Argentina take this match 15-4, 15-8. Gustavo Farrell, Tim Baghurst. Gustavo, final thoughts.
I think it ended as expected, but I'm certainly excited to see the young Costa Rican team improving, and they're going to be around for a lot of years. So it's not over. They've still got the after pool play to continue on in their quest for the medals.
Well, we hope you join us tomorrow, of course. We'll begin streaming as soon as we can, provide you with a schedule once we have it confirmed, pending changes, which always happen in these kind of tournaments. But for now, Gustavo Farrell, Tim Baghurst, thank you so much for watching.